Whoa!
Holy crap.
The fourth quarter is upon us.
You know what that means. The first quarter is also
Christmas,
upon us.
Halloween, Thanksgiving,
that
lots
too.
of time off,
Your
lots
birthday,
of credit card debt.
All of that.
I'm sorry,
all
my
that
birthday,
fun stuff.
all that stuff everybody's thinking about. Oh, are you thinking about something else?
I'm thinking about 2020, dude.
No, it's the fourth quarter of 2019. Why are you all? You need to live in the moment. Haven't you heard these slogans?
I have heard that, but I'm also thinking about where I want to travel to next year, or what days I want off, and things like that. Aren't you?
Aren't you spontaneous? Just live in the moment, man.
Okay,
Live it up.
All right, you know what? I gotta go.
Yeah. What's the YOLO? Is that
YOLO?
That was popular like 4 years ago, right?
That was pretty funny.
We should bring that back. YOLO.
YOLO.
Okay, no, because you only do live once. What if you started thinking differently about next year, but you didn't start it on January 1st? What if you started thinking about it now?
Here's something I love. So like you and I, along with some of our other folks that we work with, put on a big event every year called Next Level Agents Live, right?
Yes.
So it's we pick out the dates a year in advance. Next year it happens to be April 23rd.
We give the hotel
25th.
tens of thousands of dollars well in advance of selling any tickets.
You name it. Like, it's really fun stuff. And now, having done this event and many others that you and I have planned over the years, one of the things that constantly surprises me is how folks, it's like they will wait until the last minute to decide if they're going to go somewhere. And I'm talking like 2-3 weeks in advance of the event where they have to travel out of town for, because they didn't know if their schedule was going to be clear or not. I'm like,
and if you're one of those people, we love you, and please buy a ticket a week before the event, and please come.
But
what?
buy a ticket today? No. Like,
but what if you shifted the mentality a little bit?
Instead of like waiting to see if you're free that day or those days, why don't you just decide now that you're going to be free those days and work around that? If you're going on a vacation, this is what I love. Like, agents are always like, oh, it always happens the day before vacation. Every single client calls, everybody wants something. I get 10 days worth of work done in 6 hours. I'm like, yeah, it's because you actually act and work in a very focused manner, right?
Yep.
So because you had it planned and you're not going to break that plan. What if you treated everything on your calendar like you treat your family vacation and when you're taking your kids to Disneyland or wherever it is you take them to on vacation? What if you did that? Oh, Fred's going to show you ours. So like, just shift for 2020. Do yourself a favor and actually make an attempt to plan the entire year. I'm not saying don't be spontaneous, but what I am saying to you is maybe plan some things out. That way, when you see something you want to go to, it's not like, I don't know if I'm going to be free. You actually know you're going to be free.
This is a unique specimen called a paper calendar. And so every year for the last 4 years, Kevin and I bought one of these things. This is the most masculine looking version we've bought to date. The rest of them all had floral designs on them. But anyhow, what I want you to know is that this month we will buy a 2020 calendar and we will sit down. And what's the first thing you and I usually do? We reach out to our wives or we go on the public school websites or your private school websites and we fill in when our kids are off of school, right?
Yep.
Last day of school, kids off this day, fall break, spring break, summer break, right? Fill it all out. The next thing I usually do is I throw my summer vacation in because you know what? I've made a commitment that every year I'm going to be in San Diego, and this year I might just take more than 2 weeks. So I might be penciling out 3 or 4 this year, right? And then we work through and we say, okay, what are some major events? We're going to probably go to our real estate company's large events called EXP Con and EXP Shareholder Summit,
we know that,
formerly Family Reunion for us and Mega Camp, right? But we go through and we say, what are our big brokerages major events? And then who do we align with? Do we have a CRM? Do they have an event that we want to go to? Yep. Is there some industry-wide event, like an Inman event or something that we want to be at? Hey, you and I hold 2 events every single year, Next Level Agents Conference, Think Bigger, and a couple others in 2020, and we start penciling those in. And then you and I were like, I don't want to travel back-to-back weeks. So we do stuff like, I don't even know where we're going to be, but on December 5th and 6th and 18th and 19th, we have TBD travel. Like, I have no idea where we're going to be in December of 2019, but I do know that blocked out on my calendar, not allowed to set any other, appointments on those days because you and I are free. If somebody in our real estate company needs us or wants us or we want to go attend some events, we're going to go, right? And that's how we do it. And so we just literally, we start with family vacations, we start with major broker events, we start with major events that you and I are planning, we book some other travel in there, we take our 3-day weekends off, right? And we work in between all this stuff.
And again, now when we're at work, we treat everything like the day before vacation because a lot of times we already know we're going to be out of the office. So when I want to go to NLA Live, I really want to go. It's the best event in real estate in my opinion.
April 24th, 25th, and 26th, 2020.
When I go to that, like I already know my calendar is going to be clear for it. So here's my challenge to you. Go buy a paper calendar and just start sketching your 2020 out. Do it now.
Yep, it's not too early to start planning for next year. Can't wait to show you our floral calendar when I go out and purchase it at your local Walgreens or CVS.
See ya.